Hello everyone, my name is Max. I learn languages and I'm a Dutch teacher. And when you're learning Dutch or another language, then this is the self-study advice you probably get from random people and from teachers. Do you think it's good advice or bad advice? Just stop the video and then think about it for a moment. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can write it in the comments. Welcome back. Now, let me tell you that all of this is bad advice, okay? So, number one, you learn Dutch by speaking, so go practice. This is bad advice because it's not true, basically, that you learn Dutch by speaking. Because technically, you cannot learn anything by speaking, right? How can you learn? How can you use a word or a structure that you've never seen before, and then learn it because you say it? That's a very weird way, right? To think about it. It's a very weird way to think about language learning. So actually what happens is you see a word, right, in text, for example, by reading a book, or you hear a word by listening to someone or something, and then you kind of learn it because you know what it means, and then you practice it by speaking, right? So that's my first advice already to you is separate practicing your language from learning your language. So practice Dutch and learning Dutch are two different things. You learn Dutch by looking and listening to the language, looking at the language and listening to it. So by reading and listening, and you practice your Dutch by speaking it, okay? So make sure that you read and listen a lot, and then make sure that you practice a little to make sure that you can actually use what you've seen or heard. Number two, learning 10 words per day and you'll get there. Well, that's bad advice. First of all, there's two reasons. First of all, there's about 60,000 words in the Dutch dictionary, the physical one. Online is even more. So are you really going to learn 10 words a day? That's 6,000 days before you know all the words of the Dutch language that you want to learn entirely, let's say. That's a bad planning, right? Bad strategy. Second of all, also it doesn't work like that. It's not that you can make a list of 10 words, or you can do an exercise in which you learn 10 words, and then after that you know them, and then you can go on to the next words. It unfortunately does not work like that at all. So you cannot just put a word in your brain and then expect to know it after that, okay? It doesn't work like that for a couple of reasons. First of all, you forget. Second of all, a word is a much more than its translation. A word means much more than in just its translation in English. So when you want to actually know a word, you don't only need to know the translation in English, you also need to know how we use it, when we use it, in what tone we use it, in what context it's appropriate to use it, in what kind of context you shouldn't use it, if it's okay to use it in a formal way or an informal way, and much, much more. So instead of looking at it as a black and white thing, as a yes or no, as a 1 or 0 thing, to know or not know a word, I suggest you look at words and learning words as a 5-step process. Step 0 is you've never seen it before. Step 1 is you have seen or heard it, but you have no idea what it means. Step 2 is that you have some vague idea of what this word means because of context or because you've seen it before. Step 3 is that you know the word and maybe you've used it a couple of times, but you're quite unsure about the appropriateness, about the formal or informality of this particular word. Step number 4 is that you know those things. So you're pretty good with the word, you can use it all the time, but maybe sometimes you're a little bit uncomfortable using it. You're not sure if you're okay when you use it or not. Or maybe there's some meanings in some expressions that you've seen the word, but you know that you don't know that you can how to use those kind of contexts, how to use the word in those kind of contexts. And then 5 is, of course, that you're completely natural and completely familiar with the word. So that is a better way of looking at learning words. And you cannot do that in one day for any word, okay, except for maybe the word table or straight up words like that. So yes, that's why I think the first two are bad advice. Now, if you want to know more about this, then you can follow me on YouTube, or you can subscribe to my email list where I share lots of insights about language learning and things like that. And I also give you updates on when the next masterclass is. That's where this slide is from my masterclass, free masterclass. So make sure you follow me on my email list or on YouTube, and then I'm gonna give you more advice for free. See you later.